Greetings, gentlemen, I the Terminator. Welcome back to Pantall Talk, where we talk about all of our favorite subjects. And in this edition of Pantall Talk, we're going to be talking about TNA Wrestling. Yeah, a lot of you don't know it, but TNA is actually making a comeback. They just had a pay-per-view, Hard to Kill, and also a recent edition of Impact. So, yeah, this is actually something I really wanted to talk about because, well, I was a huge TNA fan back in the day. But anyways, let's go into why I love TNA.
The year was 2002. WWE, Vince McMahon had complete control of the wrestling community. And it just seems like there was no wrestling organization that can top Mr. McMahon's WWE. But unbeknownst to Mr. McMahon, another wrestling organization was rising from the ashes, and it created a totally different wrestling organization. A wrestling organization that was total, non-stop action.
Now, at the very beginning of TNA, it was going to, to be honest, we didn't know exactly what TNA was. Basically, it had a bunch of really weird wrestlers in there, along with some of the recognized wrestlers that you usually saw in WCW, ECW, and released from WWE. But yeah, as time continued, TNA actually started to evolve, and basically, it started to get more creative. At with the freaking Ultimate X, the signature match of the X Division. And also, it brought in a wrestling ring that was a freaking hexagon. Yeah, we don't usually see a hexagon ring, at least here up in the United States. So, it was definitely different for us. So, it was definitely different to see from us Americans. But, slowly, TNA started to evolve and it started to bring in more wrestlers in, old and new, until finally it actually managed to make its TV debut.
On October 5th, 2005, TNA finally made its debut on Spike TV, creating Impact for all the people to watch, just to know how different TNA was to the rest of the organization. And nobody has put more effort into freaking TNA than the one, the only, the original X Division champion, the first X Division champion, AJ Styles. AJ Styles was like the top gain for the X Division and just TNA alone. I mean, good grief. I mean, talking about TNA is like the most backwards, bonkers, freaking crazy amount of stuff that could ever happen in wrestling. This is wrestling on the freaking edge, like nothing you would ever see before. You get freaking top star matches from freaking superstars that you wouldn't even see in WWE, and they wouldn't make it to WWE until later in the 2010s. And, brother, I'm telling you, this type of stuff is absolute freaking bonkers. I mean, these guys are just literally just trying to kill each other for these people entertainment. The freaking commentators, Mike Tenay and Don West, just freaking losing their minds over this stuff. I mean, it's just almost too much to talk about, man. Like, seriously, these guys are absolutely trying to freaking kill each other. And in some moments, it actually does look like they are trying to kill each other. I mean, seriously, the X Division was a prime time part of trying to make you lose your mind. Some of the stuff that these dudes give the Cruiserweight a run for their money. I'm telling you, TNA Impact was the show to watch when you want to freaking get hyped out of your freaking mind. Impact was the show to watch when you're freaking bored out of your mind. They have Kurt Angle, freaking Kevin Nash, freaking LEX, freaking the Triple X, Eric Young. It's just, Jiminy Christmas. It's just so hyped I can't even talk about it so hot.
I mean, with this many wrestlers involved in TNA, you think it would be enough to freaking cause a riot? There's actually happened in TNA. With that much freaking chaos, you think it would be hard to freaking TNA to keep going, but no, they were like a freaking evolving beast. Man, oh man, when 2010 was coming around, we thought it would be freaking amazing to see how far TNA would go. But no, that wasn't the case.
Dixie Carter thought that bringing in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff would make TNA the most highest grossing entertainment to battle against Vince McMahon. But unfortunately for her, that was not the case. I mean, they changed the 6-side ring to the freaking 4-side ring that absolutely a lot of people did not like. They made factions that did not make any sense. Freaking popular people in TNA decided to leave. There was freaking screw job after screw job after screw job, and bro, you thought Vince McMahon was popular doing screw jobs? Yo, these guys outdid him a whole lot more. I'm telling you, it was messed up. And they did go back to the 6-side ring, but man, the damage had already been done. And do I even need to mention the freaking Jeff Hardy Victory Road incident? Jeff Hardy was so intoxicated on that day that he couldn't perform and nearly downright destroyed the company right then. And man, you know what? I don't even have to explain. I'm just gonna let AJ Styles take over.
You know what bothers me the most? That I've been here for 9 years. Literally killing myself for this company. 9 years. More matches than anybody else, that's for sure. Held all the titles. And one night, Jeff Hardy gets in the ring on a pay-per-view and almost destroys the whole thing. Not that I just helped build, but everybody who's been here. You almost killed the whole company. Because you're selfish. That's what that is. You're selfish. I gotta feed my family. You're gonna take money off my family? You're gonna take money away from my family? Is that what you're gonna do? Because that's what you did. You're responsible for that. So when people talk negative about Impact Wrestling, it's because of you. You. I'm not the guy out there. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing anything. I'm just killing myself for the company, just trying to make it something that we can all appreciate and love, and that the fans can be entertained by.
And sadly, fortunately, AJ Styles also freaking left the company to go to a New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then eventually to WWE. Oh man, it was rough for freaking TNA.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was so bad that actually, it was gotten so bad that they actually had to, from 2015 to 2017, you only had like 2 pay-per-views a year. It got that bad. But in actuality, the real reason why TNA was doing so bad is because Dixie Carter was spending way too much money. Although a lot of people really did not like freaking Hogan and Bischoff's man. They like what Hogan and Bischoff were doing on TNA. So a lot of people might have a lot of disagreements to that. But anyways, that's actually what happened. This car was spending way too much money, and it seemed like TNA was seeming like it was coming to an end. But then eventually, Anthem actually bought freaking TNA, and actually was evolved into Impact Wrestling, which in that case I thought the company was officially dead. But no, that sucker was still kicking around. Apparently, I didn't know this, but Impact Wrestling still had undying spirit that just would not die. And it didn't matter freaking how much crap it was thrown at it, it would still keep going. Heck, the fact that it managed to survive the freaking COVID pandemic was impressive enough. And so in fact that around Bound for Glory 2023, Scott D'Amore, who was there for freaking TNA on the first day, announced that TNA would make its return. Oh boy. That was something a lot of us TNA fans wanted to freaking hear. Oh boy. And when in 2024 with Hard to Kill and the Impact came on, brother, it did not disappoint. And holy cow, that speech that Scott D'Amore did on freaking Bound for Glory and Impact basically says what a lot of us TNA fans wanted to say. We absolutely love TNA, and good grief, it is never, ever going away. So Scott D'Amore, announce to everybody what has returned.
TNA Wrestling! We're
Man, I hope these guys make another TNA game. There hasn't been a game since like 2008.